looking ahead to 2015, Miranda, tell me what you want from Dota 2.
From Dota 2.
That's a game you play a lot. It's a game we play a lot together.
Yeah.
2015 is going to be a big year. 2014 saw probably the most significant changes that game has seen since launch, since it became Dota 2, as opposed to just Dota. But what do you want out of it in 2015 now that you've spent a lot of time with it?
I want a different, smaller map. One singular, different map. So you
like an ARAM style.
Like an ARAM or something different.
Twisted tree line.
Yeah, like
you guys don't have
3v3, something,
3v3.
anything.
It's one map
from 5. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I want something different.
I think you'll get that in the creation tools are out right now, right?
Yeah.
And the people are somebody's making Summoner's Rift in Dota.
Yeah.
And I can't that's gonna be awesome. I will totally play that, just to see what it's like. I don't know, that map with Dota heroes sounds kind of awesome. But they're making it down to the pixel. They're replicating that map.
So odd. There's no elevation in that map.
No. No high ground of any kind.
Wow.
Weird.
No, that's weird.
I can't process it.
There's no high ground in what game?
League.
That's
Only
so
into the fountain or the well.
That's
whatever.
so weird. High ground is a big deal in Dota. Well, it's a big deal in any RTS.
That's why they added it to Dota.
But does it impact the gameplay in Dota?
It impacts vision. It impacts your percentage.
You're less likely to push over a hill if you think that there's a bunch of people sitting
at the
someone
on the top of the hill has longer range.
If you're 2 feet away from someone and they're elevated and you're below them, you can't see them.
You can't see them, and you might miss when you attack them.
Have a chance to miss as well if you have vision of them.
We have areas like the Dragon Pit and Baron Pit, but that's just vision. There's no strategic advantage.
Yeah, this is going into the dire jungle. It's elevated, so if you cross the river and you go into the jungle, you are going in even more blind than you were.
Is only the dire side elevated?
No.
Oh, I was going to say
there's elevation all over the map. They're
just
3 to 4 levels total of height variance, including the fountain.
Man, yeah, you're right. Wow.
I don't know if I would want that in
It's
League.
5 with the...
Yeah, anyway.
The way it is.
I don't know if I would want that in League.
Yeah, wow. It's river, lane, secret shop, high ground, fountain.
Yeah, 5 like that. And they're
crazy. Is that it? Just one map?
Yeah, that's all I asked for.
An official Valve, here's our new map. It's here forever.
Yes.
Not just here's a dumb new mode with Wraith Knight that's super fun that goes away 2 minutes later.
Why do you want it?
Because I want to play something different. So I love playing 5-stack with you guys, playing ranked, whatever. And finally, people are playing All Random Deathmatch with me.
I will totally play that with you. Yes.
Finally, people are playing that, which is great because
Deathmatch Dota.
Dude, it's awesome. All Random Deathmatch is
you die, you respawn randomly
as somebody else.
New hero.
Yes. You keep your items.
Not in the fountain, somewhere random on the
No.
Oh, okay.
You spawn in your fountain as a new hero, but you don't know
with the same items and in levels.
So if you
if
you're running over people as a carry and you bought a Daedalus, now it's I respawn as Dazzle and I have a Daedalus. What am I going to do with this critical hit?
Yep.
You're going to carry Dazzle, man.
Yep.
It can happen.
Back in the day, Dazzle I used to play him as a carry.
Wow.
Dazzle mid is a viable thing, or at least
there
was.
There you go, yeah.
You guys are very subtly luring him back in.
What do I want from 2015 Dota? I want fewer tournaments.
Yeah.
There are way too many tournaments now. Every day there are people playing something of some sort, and there's the amateur teams, and that's fine. They can do what they want, but the big ones that the big teams are invited to, they're just getting burnt out and tired, and the tournaments don't feel like they mean anything anymore. And what's going on is people actually will really want to buy tickets for tournaments if they come with items. It's not so much about who's there, what's going on. I would prefer the international, of course, and then maybe huge markers along the way.
Summit, ESL,
DreamHack or Starlight or whatever. Spaced out a little bit. But yeah, some teams you see the players talk to each other, and they're "Oh, we beat you," and they're "No, we're gonna play you again next week for this." Another $50,000 pool, whatever. No one really cares.
Yeah,
and I don't like that. When you're watching high stakes Dota, it's so exciting. And now I buy these tickets because they come with items. Honestly.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was looking at the D2L thing, and I'm it comes with that cool Void weapon. Maybe I'll buy it.
Exactly right.
I bought the Canada Cup ticket because it came with Bearski, and I was I watched one game.
Nerds.
Yeah, dude.
I've never bought anything. Even in Counter-Strike, I don't buy skins ever.
Wow.
Not even stickers?
I buy skins.
In fact, I hate stickers. They make the guns
Stickers
look
are so
tacky.
dumb.
I'm going to get a bajillion stickers. I'm so excited.
Sean's just looking at her
I'm going to buy all the stickers.
I buy skins.
I really love stickers.
Like, I got very lucky early on, and I got a couple drop because like they randomly drop at the end of game skins in Counter-Strike, and so you also randomly get cases. But like,
Yeah.
I got a couple lucky drops that are like really cool skins for that gun, and I've just had them ever since, and I don't ever buy them or trade them. People are like, "Yo, let me get that skin." I'm like, "No, dude." And that's kind of the end of it.
That happened to me. I had some Team Fortress earbuds, which are apparently pretty rare.
Because you installed the game on a Mac.
Yep.
Yeah.
In like a window of a week.
Yep.
Like 5 years ago or whatever. I traded them away, but it was early on in my Dota career, and so I probably traded them for something that's not very good, which makes me sad because I probably could have got more from them.
Did you ever see, Sean Vanneman, who's a developer at Campo Santo, they're making Firewatch. He got an IM on Steam. He talked about this on the Idle Thumbs podcast. He got an IM on Steam from somebody who wanted his Mac headphones, and he was just totally messing with the guy, like, yeah, I don't know, I'm not really willing to sell them. He's like, well, I'll trade them. He's like, I don't really want to trade them. I'm not going to do anything with them, though. And the guy was, like, desperate to get them. And he's like, I think I'll just destroy them. Like, I'll just right-click and hit destroy. And the guy was, like, begging Sean not to do it. And he posted the whole IM conversation. It's magical.
Oh, no.
This, like, poor, sad guy who's like, please, just, you're not even going to use them. Just let me buy them off you, dude. It was great.
That's cruel.
That is.
What do you want from Dota?
I know that we talked a lot about Nemesis Assassin being a really dumb event, and it was, but I want more of them. I want more events like that. More events that show up, like every other month would be nice to show up, to go to the blog and see like a big update with a new mode, a new hero, a new combination of those things, a new way to interact with Dota, but also to have that as its own separate queue. Like, I don't want a Nemesis Assassin style event in regular matchmaking. Because it totally affects the way that I play Dota. Like, I just want to go in and play a normal game of Dota. If I want to go in and start assassinating people, great. Make that its own mode. So more things like that, but separately.
So you couldn't queue for that event specifically?
The event was part of normal matchmaking.
Yep.
That sounds terrible.
And that's why it was awful, because it was a cool event, but you queue with 5, and you're like, all right, let's just
and then
play
you
Dota.
have to have that
it's like, this is just happening
skin
now.
or pack. Or...
Yeah.
One of the 10 players had to have the skin.
And somebody always did.
Yep.
And people would abandon games if you didn't, like,
didn't play their way.
play the appropriate
If
characters to create the event within that
someone
game.
picked the assassin, but not one of the contract heroes. That some people would just quit out of it.
Yeah.
It should not be mixed in with regular matchmaking.
Yes.
That just sounds terrible.
It was a mess.
Yeah, that sounds horrible.
Oh, but the mode was so fun. Just not.
It was cool, but I just
Yeah.
sometimes didn't want to play with it.
I just don't understand the logic on not giving you the ability to queue for that.
So more
It's to
stuff like
make you
that.
jelly.
Like,
When you don't have that skin.
What's
Yeah.
that? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It looks so cool.
Peanut butter and jealous.
But we're seeing, what's the Chinese New
Thank
Year
you,
event
guys.
that I can't remember the name of?
I don't know the
New
full name.
Bloom.
Everyone just says
New Bloom.
Oh, right.
So New Bloom is happening in the spring with Chinese New Year. I don't know if it's going to be the same event as it was last year with the Year Beast, because everyone was kind of down on that. But I like that they're coming back with that event. I like the idea of annual events. It really bothers me that Valve tried out a couple and are like, we don't want to do those. When they were cool, they were fun, they had meaning to the players, and they, didn't do Frostfist last year. They didn't do the Halloween thing, Dire Tide. They didn't do Dire Tide 2 years in a row, and they knew that it was a
That's
mistake.
kind of a joke. If you say like Dire Tide or Frostbite, you're like, oh, is it coming this year?
Yeah.
You don't know.
And I don't want that to be the case. I want Valve to be reliable. Like, I would love for there to be...
You want Valve to have scheduled things that they
Yeah,
stick
I would
to?
love for there to be consistency in Dota 2, is what I'm saying. Good
The only
luck.
thing Valve's consistent with is
Being inconsistent?
other than putting out great games, Steam sales.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just want more ways to interact with Dota 2, I guess. And, like, you were asking for a new map. Like, I would love that. I would love to have new maps, new modes fairly regularly, but also for that to not affect the core game.
But won't having new maps affect the core game? Like, isn't that kind of the definition?
I think it gives you
Dilutes the player
options.
pool.
No,
I
because I would
think
like
that's probably the issue.
I would like to queue into a regular game without, a new map or a character event affecting, the 5v5 mode.
Because they did in Heroes of New Earth. There was a bunch of new maps like designed for 3v3 and stuff like that. There was like a mid-only map lane, and like no one played them. Everyone was like, "This is just not Han," which is the same thing that people would say like, "This isn't Dota if it was 3v3."
And we did say that when Nemesis Assassin was happening because it was getting in the way of us just playing regular Dota.
I get what you're saying. Like, I wouldn't want to play like strategic Dota, but now it's 3v3 instead of 5v5.
Like it's a different
I wouldn't
game,
play
right?
that.
Yeah.
But like the one lane thing is just like lighthearted and like almost more of a learning tool.
Yeah.
Or
It
a way
is.
to blow off
It's-
steam.
It's Teamfight 101.
It's
That's
just
what I
fun.
want.
You know how you solve
I
that?
don't get mad. I have fun.
Yes, and Wraith Knight was really good for that. And I
Yep.
really hope that this is the year where Valve introduces a permanent PvE 5-player co-op mode. Like, I would love to have the 5 of us queue into a game, and it's just us, and there's no enemy heroes, or maybe there is, but they're, CPU controlled, and we just play a co-op thing.
Yeah.
Would love that.
Do you think they don't let you queue for these different modes or maps? And I don't want to make it a numbers game because of the whole League versus Dota thing, but
sure.
the amount of concurrence on Dota at one time is a lot lower than League of Legends. So then because if you have all these separate game modes,
then you're dividing.
You dilute the player pool into separate sections.
It could be. Maybe that's why they're temporary modes instead of permanent, right? You don't want people to permanently play a separate mode less often than they would play the regular matchmaking mode more often.
Yeah. Sorry to derail it from the Dota talk.
No,
I want to
that's
make
fine.
an amendment to the League thing. I'd like.
do it.
Okay, that's fine. It'll be in the Dota breakout video, so I have to link people to that
guys.
too.
Sorry, Dota fans, but I'd really like League of Legends to have a practice mode where it's you can just sit in lane and it's just minions coming and you just practice CS every time. That's all you do is you practice CS.
Yeah, with infinite health.
Infinite health, infinite mana, and
then you can draw aggro and not die.
a
You
continual
have
wave.
variables that you can tweak.
Yeah, that would be really nice.
That'd be good.
That'd be
Different
really
sliders.
Sorry,
Infinite
Dota
health.
guys.
Like little
Not
burgers.
infinite health.
Infinite little burgers.
Yes, please. Where? Is that a restaurant?
I need lunch. Let's get out of here.
Yeah,
Little
I'm really
burgers.
hungry right
I would
now.
go there.
I'm about to eat the mic.
That's good. We talked a lot about 2015 in this show, y'all. It's going to be a good year. We have lots of topics for next week, including Brian is going to go see Smite. You're going to play some Smite. You're
I'm
going
going
to
to
come
win
back.
the championship.
You're going to win
I'm
$250
competing.
million.
Yeah.
Or $2.5 million.
$250 million.
$250
actually
million.
competing?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Wait, is that true?
No.
Oh, I was like, whoa, hang on. What did I
You
miss?
let me down.
I didn't know that was part of the invite,
You were
dude.
very convincing.
He's secretly amazing at Smite. Just
Yeah.
don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
He plays on his own all the time.
Keep
Fine,
an eye out on Brian's Twitter for updates as he's at the championships. He's at Albino Albert. I am at Mitchie. Kyle is at Kyle. That Kyle. Miranda at Havoc Rose. Sean at I am Finnegan.
That's right.
Yes. Nailed it this time, y'all. You can email us. We are arenapodcast@ign.com. Send us your topic suggestions, questions, comments, feedback, anything you want to talk to us about. We're going to start integrating that more into the show this year.
Also, the Facebook group.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the Facebook groups. I really like that.
Yes, it's a
like
place where
people
people
are
go. They make
Cool
friends
people.
with other people. They
Yeah.
get groups together to play.
Everyone
Check
that's
that
pretty
out.
cool. I feel bad that we don't get to play with them more often.
Yeah, I get
lot of Dota
messages.
people
I
on
get
there.
messages a lot of time from other Mitch in that group who's like, "Yo, you want to play?" And I'm like, just queued for 5. Sorry,
Five
dude.
people. I
Yeah,
always have
every
5 people.
time. Yeah. So we're gonna start. We should probably do a community night, once a week or something, even if it's just a couple games.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll
That'd be
learn
really
Dota that
fun.
way.
Because we
Change
have
up the games.
There
There
were
is-
plans for that on the Facebook group.
because there is an IGN group. They made an IGN group in Dota, and you go in there. There's 10 people, and they're just hanging out. We'll
Yeah, I
play
talk to them sometimes. It's on that you make a separate chat talk. But yeah,
Yeah.
we should do that.
We should investigate the.
It's just hard
logistics
because
of this.
people were not from the U.S. And so we're
Yeah.
like, 8 p.m. And they're like, actually, I'm
It's
sleeping.
4 a.m. Yeah. Sorry. Goodbye. Yeah, that's us. So search IGN Arena Podcast on Facebook. You'll find that group, no problem. We should probably find a bit.ly link for that or something to make it easier in the
We should do
future.
that. Absolutely.
YouTube.com/IGN Arena. Subscribe to us here. We are, we post these episodes. We have trailers for other MOBAs, other esports things. We post a ton of stuff. Check out the Razor documentary series that came out recently.
I haven't gotten to watch that yet.
Me either. But it seems really cool. I hope it's good.
About which one?
Razor published a 3-part documentary series that was Counter-Strike, StarCraft, League, and Dota.
Oh yeah, the League one was
not
good.
Counter-Strike.
I enjoyed.
Oh,
The
you
League
watched
one.
it? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So Kyle recommended.
Yep.
All right.
Definitely Kyle.
Yeah, I want to go back and watch that. Also, by this time next week, Dire Boys will be out. The EG documentary.
I totally forgot about that.
Yes. So
Dire Boys.
Monster is sponsoring a documentary about Evil Genius's Dota team.
Sounds like a band.
The teaser trailer for that was really good. It had no Dota gameplay at all. It was all about Peter Dagger, the captain of Evil Geniuses. So
PPD.
I'm hoping that it is very, very focused on the team and not so much about the game to make people relate to them as human beings as opposed to video game people.
You mean people in the video game industry are humans?
Human?
Human?
Human? Yeah, so we'll talk a little bit about that. Hopefully we have time to watch it before we record.
Yeah, let's do that.
And we'll come back with that. Lots of topics on deck. Finnegan, I hope you join us soon. When there are...
What kind of straight talk?
You're bored.
We'll
Bored of
see.
Dota.
We'll see.
We're going to bring you back to Dota, and you're going to be on the show every week talking
Maybe
about
we can learn together because I think I played one match on the tutorial.
That's the thing is I have a pretty because I played a ton of original Dota. I have a pretty decent base knowledge. It's all just
Yeah.
updating it for the new meta and
Yeah.
there's a couple heroes and stuff that I've never played.
And now
Or
we'd be
no.
don't play that guy. Also, this guy's new.
Yeah.
You've never played him because he's new.
A lot of the things that I kind of whine about are just purely cosmetic. I like the art style of the Blizzard Dota better I think the
Blizzard
hero
Dota.
designs are cooler.
I've actually never seen the Blizzard Dota. I don't think.
It's all Warcraft models. Like that's why I think it's cooler. Just because.
Like the War 3 stuff.
I thought
Yeah.
you were
Yeah.
talking about Heroes of the Storm.
Oh no, no, no,
Blizzard
no,
Dota.
No, like the Blizz, like the Dota that was built on Blizzard's
To be fair,
Warcraft engine. Yeah.
Their art style's amazing in that game.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I was just confused.
We're gonna get out of here. Thank you guys for joining me, Sean, Miranda, Kyle, Brian. Thank you. Thank you for watching, listening, however you're doing this. Subscribe on iTunes. Subscribe on YouTube. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.